Thank you, Creator, for all you do, all you have done, all you continue to do, and all that is to come. I love you. You know I love you. So they got to keep it a real heavy, consistent flow, bruh. But like I said, I stay focused so I can get it to break up here and there and stuff. You know, it done been days where all of it, you know what I'm saying, that it just separate right over the top of me. You know what I'm saying? But that was when I was getting like, you know, the nourishment, the necessary nourishment that I needed, you know what I'm saying? And I was running back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that motherfuckers in the household wasn't, you know, having sinks unplugged and shit for smells and garbage and all type of shit to where it wouldn't be disturbing for like their little evil demonic presence to get a hold to try to, you know, affect a motherfucking crap like that. So I can get it to break up. As you can see, it's breaking up over here. I can get it to break up, but it be thick and it's a consistent, steady flow of this crap. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, but when I'm talking about this crap, let me show you some more crap. Because as I've told y'all, this system is false and it's fake any damn way. All of it. Every government, all of it. They own nothing. They can't create shit. They made this stupid ass system up to make it seem as though they have some power. And they don't. Creator created all of existence. But why are we looking at this crap that they made to be in the skies to block out the eternal energy that all of the life and creation is meant to have every day on a consistent daily basis? Let's look at this crap right here. Because all of the corporations and businesses are in the name of District of Columbia and the England Queen Lady or whatever y'all want to call them. You know what I'm saying? The world governments, bro. Them stupid motherfuckers, bro. And this is why so many of you brown-skinned, so-called black, but who they call niggas, pop up dead, missing, and, you know, go unsolved mystery type shit. Nobody's never found for the slaying of you brown-skinned, so-called black, but who they call niggas. But as long as y'all are tricked and deceived into taking and acquiring their drugs to put out here in the streets to poison your own people and sell that bullshit and go against each other to try to obtain this false, fictitious type of money, you will stay lost.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I have listened both in here and in my office today, your testimony before this committee. And I think the frustration that I have as the cleanup crew at the very end of this committee is that you seem to answer very eloquently all the questions that the other side of the aisle pose, but when posed with questions, specific questions about the border on this side of the aisle, you seem to dance and dodge, as Ms. Hageman talked about, the true answers that you talk about, you filibuster, if you will, what people really are asking. And these aren't questions that are hatched out of some think tank. These are questions that our citizens have because they see what's going on. You know, what's remarkable to me since day one of this administration, you've terminated construction of the border wall. You restricted the ability of immigration officers to deport aliens who violate U.S. law. You terminated the MPP, the Remain in Mexico policy, despite people on the ground talking about how successful that it was. You abused parole authority to release illegal aliens en masse into the United States and creating categorical parole programs in violation of the ANA's case-by-case basis. You refuse to follow federal law requiring aliens to be detained during the pendency of their asylum proceedings. You terminated asylum cooperative agreements with Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. You refuse to comply with the provisions of the INA that require the detention of asylum seekers. You cut out immigration judges, ICE attorneys, and the process of the asylum system itself. You support sanctuary city policies by giving them grants. You implemented until it was enjoined a 100-day moratorium on alien removals. You have misuse, has been talked about here, the CBP One app that has institutionalized mass parole and release policies in this country. It's been described as a shell game, pretty fairly stated, that you otherwise shift things around. You create definitions within your department that you think that are appropriate. You create law, which isn't your function, and then you come before Congress and you say that everything is fine. Well, we've been to Yuma, Arizona, sir, and we've seen the devastation down there. We've talked to people. 70 sheriffs just last year said that there is no border at all. We simply have no border left in Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, and Texas. That's the National Sheriff's Association. You've been held to account by courts. Texas v. Biden, DHS's position, quote, position that the crisis at the border is not largely of their own making because of their more lenient detention policies is divorced from reality and belied by the evidence. Florida versus the United States in the Northern District of Florida, quote, the Biden administration have effectively turned the southwest border into a meaningless line in the sand and little more than a speed bump for aliens flooding into the country by prioritizing alternatives for detention over actual detention and by releasing more than 1 million aliens into the country. Real quick, let's play a video.
Crisis on the border that just keeps getting worse. These are live pictures of Del Rio, Texas, a town that borders Mexico, where almost 9,000 migrants are currently camping out.
Government data showing there were more than 220,000 encounters with migrants along the border last month, the highest number in 22 years.
Law enforcement leaders from federal, state, and local agencies announced Tuesday an unprecedented 2-month-long fentanyl enforcement surge along the southwest border that resulted in the seizure of more than 4,700 pounds of fentanyl.
Fentanyl being pushed through the desert around El Paso is up more than 355% compared to last year.
For the first time, fentanyl is being smuggled between the ports of entry.
There have been more than 200 people on the FBI terror watch.
Crisis on the border that just keeps getting worse.
So the numbers don't lie. 5.6 million illegal immigration or illegal alien encounters, 1.5 million known gotaways, more than 2.2 million illegal immigrants, aliens into this country, meaning that 3.6 million illegal aliens are in this country since the start of your tenure. That's astronomical. 160 countries. The people on the terror watch list that we know about, 140 just this year. It's at an all-time high. So look, this doesn't lie. These are the stats, Mr. Secretary. And so you come up here and you blame the former president, and they say that they've gutted the immigration system. You blame Congress for not acting. But you know what? These numbers weren't here for Obama. They weren't here for Trump. But they seem to be here for you. So you like to blame other people for your failures in not doing your job. And quite frankly, the American people want to know, how qualified are you to even carry out your mission? Because everybody else seems to indicate, from local law enforcement to sheriffs to ranchers to farmers to citizens on the border, when I ask them, is the border more secure? They say resoundingly no. And watch, sir.
Shout out to the sister, Macy Kendall. This is from her channel. You ain't seen her channel, go check it out.
Who was talking about how they are coating our fruits with roaches. Now, I decided to do my own research, and the guy is right. So basically, they are coating our fruit with shellac. But how is shellac made? Shellac is made from roaches in India. All right, I got a whole video on that. If you look at my other videos, you'll see a whole process on how they make the shellac with the bugs. They are putting that on our fruits. See, this is why you go into the market and you see all these fruits looking so perfect and shiny now. That's why. So look at this. This is supposedly organic oranges, mandarins, whatever it's called. Look at this. Coated with vegetable and or lac resin-based wax. Lac resin comes from a roach in India. Look at this. Organic limes, right? Look down here. Coated with food grade. And of course, they always call it food grade because that's just what they do to make it sound better. Beeswax and shellac. Are you guys not paying attention to this? Have you not been seeing this all these years? Because I didn't. It's called the Lassifer bug, all right? AKA Lucifer. They call it Lassifer because they're basically just mixing the name up and is really shellac. So they're throwing shellac inside of Lucifer and calling it Lacifer. Look at these apples. Look at this. They put it up under the bottom. Look at the bag. Look at this. Look right there on the bottom. Shellac-based wax to maintain freshness. Bullcrap, okay? There's roaches. You're coating all of this with roaches. You gotta understand they're coating all your fruits with roaches. Look at this. Look at these oranges. Coated with food grade, vegetable, whatever, and or resin-based wax. I got a video on my page that's about 10 minutes long which shows you exactly how they make this product. And they're coating the fruits with it. But in the meantime, watch this.
All at Trader Joe's. People walk by this all day. They don't think twice. They're sleeping. Look at what they use. Do you know what lac resin is?
No.
You guys know? Do you know what shellac is?
Yeah.
The shellac, nasty cockroach parasite from India. Go watch my video on shellac. I think it's pinned on this page. And they smash them up in a barrel. They're cockroaches. They smash them into their poop. Their poop makes a wax on branches. And they scrape this wax off of the branches. And they step on it like they're making red wine. And they make this wax poop. And they spread it out. And they use it to coat your deck. That keep it weathered from hurting your deck for years. And that's what shellac is, okay? And then it's not ready to eat as food yet, okay? And then it has to go and get arsenic. And they add arsenic on the government's biotech website, okay? And then they add alcohol. Then it's food grade. Check it out. Check this out. You guys want facts on it? Watch. Alright guys, check this out. Resinous glaze, what is that? Shellac, right? The shellac is derived from the raw material sticklac. What's sticklac? This is sticklac. This is the wax they poop out when they're dying. Okay? This is demonic. Okay, now I just said that demonic. Shut up, dude. This isn't demonic. You're fear-mongering. Look at the name of this. What does that say? What does that say? What does that say?
Oh, you just killed them with that one. Yo, my father. Wow. Yo, I got my love for you, but we gotta hang out.
There you go. All your kids' candy. You see that resinous glaze on it? Guess what? It's wax. They put it on our food. They put it on your candy. When I see things like this,
Thank you, Creator, for all you do, all you have done, all you continue to do, and all that is to come. I love you, Creator. You know I love you. You know I love you. So this is the Holy Bible. As you can see, it's in all capital letters. All capital letters is an ancient Babylonian text. It's ancient dog Latin, Greek or Greece or some shit. But you can't read it, but they teach you in school that you can read this. But actually what this is saying is that there's something not right with the book. That there's something not right with the book. Okay, but the truth is in the book. Okay, but the truth is in the book. The book of Job. Job is perhaps the earliest book of the Bible. There's a deal made at the end of all of this debating because somebody's right or wrong, right? So a deal is made on who's right or wrong, right? And it is considered. They deliberate about it. Back to this Job, this book of Job, this Job crap, debates. God and Satan move through 3 cycles of earthly debates. What the fuck is God debating with Satan about if they're not the same? This is a fallen motherfucker, and so is God. They are debating about shit instead of God saying, motherfucker, you already done disobeyed, I should destroy your ass. He debates with this bastard to make a deal on how to destroy this man Job's life. And I read it earlier, and it said he took what from him? Hold on, let's see what it take from it. Okay, in Job's story, it tells the story of a man who loses everything, his wealth, his family, his health, and wrestled with the question of why. You shouldn't be asking no questions because God and Satan are the same. They debating on which one you gonna, fall down to. God agreed with Satan to allow Satan to do all of these things in this man's life to destroy it. They debated about this shit. Follows this God, but they are both gods because they are both demons. And as you can see right here, it says divine diagnosis. Divine is whispering in hisses of curses. This is what these two bastards are doing. Diagnosis. Divine is whispering in hisses of curses. This is what these two bastards are doing. They are whispering in hisses curses. This one whispered curses and shit to Job for Job to follow him. So he divinely whispered shit to Job for Job to follow him. Satan seen this and was like, well shit, I bet you I can get that motherfucker to follow me. God deliberated and debated with Satan about this. And they came to an agreement, they made a deal to allow Satan to do it to see if Job would fall away from this demon that he calls God to follow this one. And this one destroyed his life, and at the end of it, Job was a faithful follower of this demon because he stayed up under this demon, even though this demon allowed this demon to destroy his life by divine diagnostics, to destroy his life by divine diagnostics. The shit was dramatic because he lost everything. It tells the story of a man who loses everything in his wealth, his family, his health, and wrestled with the question why. This is why. Because he followed this fucking demon called God, and all other gods are idols. And this God named Satan wanted Job to follow him. But Job didn't follow him. So Satan destroyed this man's life because the God that Job follows agreed to allow Satan to destroy his life. So these two made a deal. So God made a deal with the devil.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I have listened both in here and in my office today, your testimony before this committee. And I think the frustration that I have as the cleanup crew at the very end of this committee is that you seem to answer very eloquently all the questions that the other side of the aisle pose, but when posed with questions, specific questions about the border on this side of the aisle, you seem to dance and dodge, as Ms. Hageman talked about, the true answers that you talk about, you filibuster, if you will, what people really are asking. And these aren't questions that are hatched out of some think tank. These are questions that our citizens have because they see what's going on.
So, like I said, man, it's all the world government crap. You know what I'm saying? So I just, put some things together for y'all to see and for y'all to think about. Because it's all of the life in creation is the life in creation. Now, them people, ain't nothing wrong with them people. They trying to get away from the government that is putting them through all of that foolishness. So where are they going? They trying to get over here to where they can try to make a better living for themselves. When all of the life in creation outnumbers the government and those that are doing the corruption in the creation of life. All it takes is for the life in creation to stand up for the truth, under Creator in the truth, against these fucking idiots that are doing this. Because they are running around with all of this so-called weapon and firepower and all this shit, and making it seem as though we cannot grow our own fruits and vegetables to live free in the creation of life. So people are leaving from different so-called countries. There is no such thing as countries and states and all that shit. It's all made up. The creation is the creation. There is land everywhere. If we stand up for what Creator of all of existence has given to us, start growing our own fruits and vegetables, fall away from this stupid ass system, stop working for them once we get our fruits and vegetables up in abundance the way that it is supposed to, in a roundabout way to where it's supposed to be, because the fruits and vegetables are supposed to be growing everywhere throughout all of the creation. You shouldn't be able to even look up anywhere where it ain't no fruits and vegetables is. You should not be able to do it. But they have destroyed it from the ancient days of old all the way up to today, and they have continued this process so that the life in creation will not be free. The gods are always deliberating amongst themselves in their so-called positions of power. Meanwhile, all of the life is sitting around do-do-do-do, as if you don't have a mind to think about these things that's going on. I don't know about y'all, man, but I know Creator created me free, and I'ma be free. What the fuck are you people gonna do?